And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock God Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here with Rock God Rick Maxa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. And from Queen Charlotte Safari, Valerie, Hoperich, Captain Nathan, and Captain Rob are all joining us here now on Let's Talk Hookup, talking some good fishing here at a beautiful place up in the Queen Charlotte Islands of British Columbia. And boy, oh boy, what a great show. And I mean, so much going on.
Valerie, you just hear the passion in Valerie and Nathan's voice. I'm sure they'll be the exact same with Rob. Like, this is just a very special place to get to go fishing and a very special place to everybody. And yeah, it's going to be a fun and a great second hour talking about such a fantastic spot at Queen Charlotte Safaris. And if you want to join us, man, we want to hear from you. Phone lines absolutely packed up, but there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you in the second hour. Phone number is 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. That's how you reach us here on Let's Talk Hookup. Or keep those texts. Lots of great texts coming through. Texting the show only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. Make sure you include your phone number with your text, because if you win that big prize at the end of the show, we want to get it to you. And speaking of that big prize, one lucky caller or texter is going to win a brand new AFTCO Reaper rain jacket. Brand new to the Reaper line. The rain jacket's constructed from a durable 2.5 layer stretch ripstop shell with a 10K waterproof membrane and an integrated neck gaiter. That prize is, again, courtesy of our great friends up at AFTCO, who only build the best
Absolutely.
stuff.
That is such an awesome jacket.
Oh, my God. Everything those guys do is great.
Yeah, but that new Reaper rain jacket, it's again,
part of the line.
Over the top. Yeah, for sure. Hey, speaking of rain, a guy who's been in the surf in the rain, Gundy Gunderson, our surf guru extraordinaire, is back. Good morning, Gundy.
Hi, Gundy.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good timing on that rain jacket, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, not much to say. It's obviously the conditions. Lots of, branches, and there's that little toxic runoff and all that. So you want to stay away from the whole thing for a few more days here. But towards the end of the week, we got better weather, and we're always optimistic. We haven't had a rain event like this for a long time, so we're really going to, gouge out those river channels. You're going to create a lot of holes around that runoff, any runoff areas. You're going to have distinct trenches. You're going to have some sands and, bars and rips all changing. So you're going to have a lot of new dynamics and new habitat, shall we say, going forward. And, that's the way you want to look at it. That freshwater trickle we're going to have through the spring, and that's always means striped bass for the surf anglers. So that's something to keep in mind going forward. Right now is a good time to break down the old gear and put fresh line on there, clean and lubricate the reel, check the guides, for any cracks or chips or anything.
Oh, fading in and out there, Gundy. We lost you on there, but
fanny packs, and go through that gear and straighten it all out. That's about the best we can say right now. Let's see how the weather turns out at the end of the week.
Sounds good, Gundy Gunderson, our surf guru extraordinaire. Great to have you back, and we'll talk to you next Sunday
with better conditions.
We'll have more next week for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure.
All right, gentlemen,
Thanks,
good
Gundy.
show, man.
All right,
thanks, Gundy.
Thanks.
That's going to wrap up our catch board. Hey, man, great news. The 2023 CCA Sport Fishing Calendar, it's here. This year's calendar includes fantastic fishing photos, important dates, the best daily tide charts, tips, techniques, and fishing regulations. You can pick up your calendar at any of the fishing tackle stores, the landings, all Turner's Outdoorsman locations, or you can get it online at surffishtackle.com.
And I should add, too, that we're throwing in a calendar for the lucky winner of the AFTCO jacket, too.
Hey.
So a Bill Varney CCA calendar goes to the winner of today's Pride, either a caller or a texter. We'll find out at the end. And Captain Nathan, thank you for joining us. We sure appreciate your time. And I got to tell you, I am so looking forward to going fishing with you in August at Queen Charlotte Safaris.
Yes, thank you guys so much there. I appreciate all the good words and everything. And yeah, I'm getting excited to get back going fishing this summer again with you guys again.
All right. Well,
and good luck with the shows.
Yeah, for sure. See you at back Barrett Jackson out in Phoenix there with Valerie next week. So have a great time at the show and good luck up at Queen Charlotte and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Nathan.
And Captain Rob joins us now. Good morning, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Good morning, guys. How you doing? Good morning, Valerie.
Great to have you join us. And Rob, you are another one of Valerie's great captains up there at Queen Charlotte. Tell us about it.
Well, you know what? I just want to talk to you about something right off the bat because I just heard Beverly talking about her giant yellow eye that she caught there.
Yeah.
We snagged a whole bunch about that size last year. It was unreal. But, they've been non-retention for so long. And I've heard a little birdie talking at the Department of Fisheries office, not making any promises, but it sounds like Area 2, which is the Queen Charlotte's, Haida Gwaii, oh my God, what am I doing? Is going to have an opening for yellow eye this year, possibly one.
Oh, that'd be
2.
sweet.
Yeah, so we're not going to have to weed all those suckers, huge monsters, to get our hallies, so we'll be able to take a few home, which sounds really, really nice to me.
Oh, man, that is so special.
No
and
doubt.
it's been a few years since we've been able to do that, right, Rob?
Almost 10, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
How about 10 years and no pressure on those things?
Whew.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the size of their boys.
That's so
they're
cool.
unreal. Yeah.
Another potential world record.
Yeah, Bev's going to have to get back up there and throw another one on the board.
Yeah, definitely. If you're asking this about what I've been doing all my life, I've lived here on the coast since, I was born, and pretty much fish from Souk, which is the, bottom tip of Vancouver Island, right on the top of Washington there, all the way up to Rose Point, which is the highest tip on Haida Gwaii, and it was in 1989 that I first fished Haida Gwaii. And, man, we just chucked the salmon head off the rock, and within 15 minutes we had, a couple of hallies that were in the 20s. So that kind of came, pretty quickly became one of my favorite places to go fishing.
I can imagine, man. And how long have you been with Valerie?
This will be my second season with Valerie. And I've fished it pretty much at least half the lodges all up and down the coast. And it's an experience at Valerie's Lodge. It's not just your average lodge where you come in and get a bunch of fish and go home and see 100 people at the dinner table. It's a very unique, very personal experience, and the equipment, the lodge itself, and the area, and the place that we fish is very low pressure compared to other places as well. So it's quite special.
And those new boats are pretty awesome, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me, man? 28-foot precision welded jet boats with a 400 horsepower Yanmar in there. They are pretty rad. They're well kitted out. You just walk in that side door right through off your dock. You don't have to step in and over anything. It's a pretty nice setup. That's all I gotta say.
Super comfortable. Well, the phones are packed. They have some very patient callers that want to talk to you. So let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it, man. How about this time we start off with Don? Don's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Good morning, Don. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Could you talk a little bit about the fishing gear that someone would be using if we visit your resort?
I'll let you take that one, Rob. Go right ahead.
The fishing gear.
Hello?
Yeah, Rob.
Okay.
Don wanted to know about the fishing gear.
Yeah, for sure. So for bottom fishing, we're using a big heavy jig and rod with a level line reel, and then with just either spreader bars and meat or a big huge jig. And then the salmon gear, we're going to run a 10-foot 6-inch mooching rod with your choice, but we like to prefer using the single action knuckle buster type reel. Since 1985, when guys saw that, oh geez, it's kind of fun to play a 5-pound coho on a fly reel, and then what happens when that 30-pound spring hits it? That's even more fun. So it kind of shifted from this whole level line deal to these knuckle buster reels, and man, we've never looked back. It's just an entertaining way to fish. It's
that's really cool.
It's like fishing with a rifle compared to with a bow and arrow. And when you get something on a bow and arrow, I think you're a little more entertaining than you are when you just get it on your rifle. It's it's always entertaining, of course, but those knuckle busters, man, when they scream,
yeah,
there ain't nothing like that.
Yeah. pretty amazing. Hey,
and we've got some brand new reels coming up this year too, so we'll be all kitted out with some nice aluminum anodized reels.
Valerie, going for it, huh?
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
called surround yourself with the right people.
New boats,
new gear. Right
I mean,
on.
all the rain gear you put in last year for everybody, and the boots and everything. It's first class. I mean, that's it. Hey, Don, thanks for the call. I have great text here. Unfortunately, it's a great text, and normally I wouldn't read it because he didn't include his name.
Come on.
Unfortunately, but it says, "Good morning, Queen Charlotte Safari sounds incredible. My wife and I love nature, wildlife adventures, as well as fishing. My question, can I bring my camera to photograph the wildlife? And if so, what are some of the animal scenery that I can expect to encounter?"
That is a good text.
It's a great text. You know what? I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to let Rob add on to it I'll do the lodge side, and then I'll let him do the fishing side. So, of course, we have the largest black bears in North America on our islands, and hopefully we don't want them in our backyard at the lodge. But when you go through, when your captain's taking you through the channel, which, in my opinion, that channel that we go through is like a virtual tour on its own. We could probably just do virtual tours back and forth because it's so beautiful. And a lot of times that's where you're going to see your bears, and that's where we want to see the bears. And, of course, we have Sitka, black-tailed deer, lots and lots of eagles, beautiful ravens, not small. These are big. All kinds of sea life. And I'm going to let you take it from the West Coast side because I'm at the lodge and all my captains are on the West Coast. And I'll let Rob explain maybe the different whale species and things you see out when you're fishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen... So last season it was incredible. We saw a super pod of Pacific white-sided dolphins, and there was over 1,000 right at the wall with us. And I just couldn't even tell what they were coming in. And I was like, "Oh my God, those are dolphins! Look at how many there is." Humpback whales jumping 30 feet behind the boat. All like so many different species of small like pods of whales, as well as different types of dolphins and porpoises. Then you have Eddie the eagle, who is the persistent eagle. He will hang over your boat until you feed him.
Yeah, that's right. And when you feed
sure.
them, they'll swoop down and grab it right next to the boat. It's pretty awesome.
Well, talking about a cool picture. I bet that's it.
Jeez. The ultimate picture.
Yeah.
We had an experience last year when I was fishing with Nathan where we were fishing against the wall, which is where a lot of us catch the majority of the king salmon, against this very calm area that you fish right literally up against a wall of granite there. And we had a whale, I believe it was a humpback, come between us and the wall. And we were like 20 feet off the wall.
And
it was literally, this thing was like right on top of us.
Wow.
In fact, Nathan was like worried it was going to get caught in the downrigger cable.
Get out of here.
It was that close, yeah.
How cool.
And that's not uncommon, right?
No, definitely not. I had one breach, like I say, 30 feet behind the boat. It got us wet.
Wow.
How did you not hit the wall? Like, he was, a 25, 30-foot whale. And he was completely out of the water, and I'm not joking. He had about 10, 15 feet to go before he was going to hit the wall. And he just splashed back down, and I was like, wow. And I mean, you're going to see, like, bring your cameras. Like, bring them, because you're going to see...
I was just going to say that. Bring your camera, for sure.
A bear every day, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes 2
sure.
or 3 a day. And then the deer, sometimes it's funny, you'll see the deer right around the West Coast on the rocks. Like, what are you guys doing out here? There's not much grass to chew on out here, boys, but whatever, you see them.
Maybe.
And then there's actually this one place. There's this one place in Tana Bay, which is really close to the wall, that is, I don't know if you guys know about the Devil's Toast Pile in Mammoth, I think it is.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, call them the Slate. So we have a place like that in there, and I call it the pipe organ. It looks like a giant pipe organ from a church. And if we can get in there and have a good look at that one day, you guys, it's such a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Scenery is just like one of the add-ons. I mean, the phenomenal fishing, and then you have this incredible natural wildlife and scenery. It's every day is different too. That's what's so cool about it. That's what's so fun.
Weather systems come in and out, and you get all kinds of crazy clouds on top of islands. There's always something to take a picture of every day for sure.
Man, they got me fired up. I want to go right now.
Yeah.
Well, and Rob, we need to talk about the trees. I mean, we're known as the bush, too. I mean, we have amazing trees. I mean, when you land, you're just like, wow, it's stunning.
it is pretty special. Hey, let's jump back in the phones, Rick.
You got it. How about this time we talked to Alexander calling from Manhattan Beach this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. How are you? Valerie, Rick, Pete? I don't have a question this morning. I just wanted to attest to what a great time I had at Queen Charlotte's Safari last June. It was my first time up there. I met Valerie, met her father, who was the most gracious person, a great ambassador. I got to fish with him.
Oh, cool.
And just had a phenomenal time. I took my buddy Howard, who's a little bit older, has some health problems, and he had no problem whatsoever physically. Everything just worked out seamlessly. And if someone asked me, what was it like, I would say it was like saltwater fishing in Yosemite. It's beautiful beyond belief. It's just so incredible, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. And Valerie, I heard about the trip in August. Maybe I'll call you later and see if we can't work out
we'd love
something.
to have you.
Yeah, but
He would
just a
fit in
spectacular
wonderfully.
trip for anyone spectacular trip for anyone that's even considering it. Lingcod fishing, oh my gosh. The captain of the boat said, drop your jig down and go to work. I caught my fish so quick. I think I hit the thing in the head. It happened so quick. I thought I was snagged. I didn't know what was going on. 20 minutes later, I had a 45, 50-pound lingcod. It was just phenomenal.
Jeez. They're giants.
And I can't say enough about your lodge, Valerie, and all the services, and really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you there soon.
Alex, I loved your description.
I would love that.
I loved your description of a saltwater Yosemite. That's really
that is
cool.
Really,
yeah.
that's very descriptive.
Yeah. All right, y'all have a good morning.
Thanks,
great to hear from you.
Thank you,
I might
Alex.
add, too, in our group, Alex, is that we're going to have Harold Davis, the world-famous Harold Davis, and, of course, his entourage, which is always fun. And then Corey Sandin, our friend,
partner,
co-host, and MC Swimbait Master. What do you think Corey's going to be fishing up there?
I just can't wait to see. Corey's
I'll
big
be
slug
there.
up there. Totally.
And, it's going to be a fun cast of people. And the lodge only holds, is it 24, Valerie?
Yeah, well, it holds 32, but we will run 6 boats, 24 guests.
24 guests. So it's like your lodge. I mean, there's
no
not
kidding,
like a giant
like the whole group.
There's the maximum that you can take because of the number of boats is 24. So it's really, really a very special thing. Before we jump into deck, Captain Dave, I have a text I want to read here. Some really, really good ones. And this is from Angie Miner and Randy Miner. And they said, I am so excited to see you this summer. Can you run over what we can experience in our first week of July and how we can get hooked up with Rob or Nathan? Can't wait to looking forward to a vacation. That's the Miners in Costa Mesa.
Well, I met them at Long Beach, I think in 2020, obviously, so we didn't get to open. And so they have been patiently waiting to come up and go fishing. So they're coming up over our 4th of July trip. And we can see what we can do to hook them up with Rob. Nathan's already booked. But maybe we can do with Rob.
You have a lot of great guides. I mean,
they're all
no offense,
great.
Rob, but they're all great. I mean, it's like there's not a slouch in the bunch.
Great.
Yeah,
it's all about team.
Yeah.
It's all about team. So I promise, Randy and Angie, whatever boat you're on, you're going to have a fabulous time. I paired you up with a really nice couple. In fact, that week, which is July 2 through 6, we have 4 openings left, and so far it's all couples.
Wow.
Oh, how fun.
That's cool. Angie, are you still with us on the
couples.
line? I believe, JP, that Angie's on the line there.
On line number 3, yeah.
Angie, you there?
Hi, I'm right here.
Hi.
I'm
Hey,
here.
good timing.
You sent a text. I read your text,
Hi,
and then Ricky
Valerie.
said, hey, she's on the line. Good morning,
Yeah,
Angie.
well, I was getting so excited, and when you talked about the whales jumping, I'm looking at my little gold pond, imagining them being big whales jumping out of my backyard. But I know we only need to pack a bag, and what kind of things? Women have a tendency to overpack. So what should we just, a couple pairs of jeans or?
Yeah, layered clothes, comfortable clothes, and I'm going to say the woman with the rain gear. Jeans are not the most comfortable. Like if you have like fleece pants, something warm that you can move in and then put the rain gear over, you're going to be way more comfortable than jeans. That's just my woman take. Bring warm socks, just layered clothes, casual at dinner, comfortable shoes for around the lodge. We already have boots for the boat, and maybe a hat and everything else. You don't need to bring. Not very many people bring gloves. You're welcome to bring gloves, but
I'm a wimp. I bring gloves. I'm just going to say I live in a warm climate. I like wearing my gloves. I'm sorry. Not all the time, but just like, you can get cold. But
I can feel Rob shaking his head through the phone right now.
Yes.
Well, thank you. We're so excited.
I'm happy.
A what, Rob?
I would say bring like sort of a mid-temperature jacket, something that the rain gear can go on top of, because at times you don't want to have the rain gear on, because the rain gear can get messed up in your reel too, right? That's the one thing I always say. As soon as you get a fish on, rip that jacket off. And then you get into it.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to be so bundled that you can't move. But I'll email it to you. You're going to get a reminder 30 days prior to your trip. You're going to get a reminder of what to pack and what not to forget. But no, we furnish the rain gear, the boots, and we even have blow dryers and nice fluffy bathrobes.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
man.
that definitely has a lady's touch. Yeah, you're going to have a great time, Angie, and we'll look forward to hearing your report, because you'll be going before us. So leave us a couple, okay? Thanks a lot for the call.
No, definitely.
Thank you, Angie.
Definitely.
All right, with that, we're going to find out what's biting out there. It's time for our FishDope.com report with the man, Captain Dave Hansen from Your Saltwater Guide. Today, that catch report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, the best processing for your fish when your trip returns. Plus, with Fish Pros, the market, now you can purchase fresh fish. They have smoked and jerkied fish, their spices, rubs, the smoked cheese, those tuna burgers, poke kit, and the ceviche spice. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or order online at fishermansprocessing.com. Be sure you make those reservations by texting them at 619-255-3128. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Valerie, Pete, Rick. Gabe, Angie, and Randy, what are you talking about packing light? They love to fish naked, so be very careful, Rob, when you have them on the boat. I fished with them many, many, many times. They're very into fishing naked. So if it's warm, Rob, you're in for quite a show.
Only Captain Dave would say that.
I couldn't even believe it when Angie said, "How should we pack?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Okay, so look at. When I talked to you last Sunday, Pete, Mark Rayer and I were on our way to Lopez Mateo. It was nothing short of spectacular. The fishing there was absolutely insane. We're going to debut our video at 6 o'clock tonight, a phenomenal video of the drone footage. And Andy Cates, you're going to love it, because we showed Lopez Mateo and how glorious it is, and I can send Andy some of these videos if he wants to put them on his website. Anybody that's thinking about going with Andy, I'm telling you, it is all that you can imagine there at Lopez Mateo. It's Jurassic Park stuff. The fishing's insane. The scenery's insane. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. But, gang, right now we're in one of the best winters we've ever had in a very, very long time. It's like Mark Wish was saying. He listened to my show on Friday. This is adding all those nutrients we've been lacking into the ocean. The runoff is incredible. The beaches are back in a lot of places that we haven't had sand in a very, very long time. Nature is doing its job. But what I've talked about for the last 20 years, fishing lobsters, this is what we've all needed. Lobster fishing right now, Pete, and I know you love lobster fishing, is off the hook everywhere that you can get out and go lobster fishing, because lobsters hate fresh water. So what they do is they start to move when that runoff happens. When they start to move, they burn energy. When they burn energy, they want to get something to eat. And guess who's got the stuff to eat? You and me in our hoop nest. So it's very, very good right now, lobster fishing. If you're thinking, hey, I want to get into this, well, you couldn't get into it at a better time. It's phenomenal. I sent Pete some pictures. Most of
a lot of good ones.
Most of my members are having limits every night. It's just insane, and they're not going to Catalina. This is in L.A. Harbor, in San Diego Harbor. So
wow.
I'm sorry. I'm just excited that it's so fun right now. And We need this. What's happening right now with the runoff and the rain and the big swells and everything, we needed this more than anybody can imagine, and it's only going to help the fishing in the spring. It's going to be epic.
No doubt about it. And fishdope.com, Danny and the boys will keep track of all the stuff that you need to know, all the new rockfish regulations, all that stuff.
Right.
$20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookUpNow. Lowercase, no space. HookUpNow is your $20 code. And Dave, how do we find you?
Gang, check me out anywhere, any social media, any podcast, anywhere. Your Saltwater Guide. I'm everywhere that you could possibly imagine. Check me out, and I have a phenomenal website. If you're tired of chasing boats and you want to start catching, go to yoursaltwaterguide.com. And I am excited. I can't wait to see what this week brings as far as lobster. You're going to see some huge ones in the pictures next week, guys. Thanks for letting me be on the show. Valerie, Rob, Pete, Rick, see ya.
Thanks,
See you, Dave.
Appreciate that very much. Hey, Tom in Temecula had a great one here. Valerie, my wife doesn't fish much because of calm waters. Of the seas. How calm are the waters, and how many wives can the wives stay at the lodge? And is there stuff to do around the lodge?
Absolutely. Well, as far as the calm waters, it is Mother Nature, but like Rob and Nathan both said, when you're back into the wall and you're fishing for salmon, it's calm. We do have to get out on the pinnacles and other areas to fish for your ground fish. I'm going to let Rob elaborate on that, though, some of the little inlets that they go into in just one sec. But, yes, we do have touring packages, and if you email me, I'm happy to send you, like, other options. We have guided tours, and the guides are actually First Nations Haida. They do land tours, and they do have a neat boat tour into the totems, into the rainforest. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Cool.
Yeah, there's plenty to do there. Go to the website, qcsafaris.com, and then send an email. It will come right into me, and I'll send you some information on non-fishing packages. And Rob, maybe put a little note about some of the inlets because of our new boats and what we're doing. We're going down to different little areas, and I haven't got to do that yet. So I'll let Rob put a little spin onto some of those inlets he was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and just
are you there, Rob?
too, those
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, those totems that you're going to get a peek at are absolutely incredible. They're from the 1800s.
Wow.
So that's something that not everyone gets to see.
Good hands.
They're preserved. Yeah. They're preserved because the forest grew up around them. These are natural totem poles. Anyways, back to the fishing. So with these boats, we can get into all kinds of different places now, like, really shallow areas, and then it opens up into a deep area where fish don't get any pressure whatsoever. And it's amazing. Like you're gonna get some ground fish, and you're gonna get some salmon. You come up and see us, that's for sure. And you're gonna get into some big ones. For the salmon fishing, though, one thing, man, the thing with Haida Gwaii is that the fish are here all year round. It's not like it's a migratory fishery, of course, salmon, but the majority of the salmon come up here to feed all winter long, all spring long. So the fishing in June, it's incredible. Like, you think that, oh no, all the big fish are in August. No, there's a 53 caught the first week we were there last year.
Oh, so, my gosh.
Yeah, it's not like at any point in the whole season that we have that there is your chance of getting a massive fish on the line is pretty good. You might not, it's fishing, right? It's not catching. So you can't guarantee anything, but there is big fish there constantly. They're always just swimming around, looking for stuff to eat. And especially in the beginning of the season, we had a group up, the Fish Taco guys, and oh my God, did they have this bait ball session with them, man. We just chased this bait around all over the place. The eagles were dive bombing the herring, picking the herring off the surface. I watched, the first time I've ever seen this, a Chinook, like a torpedo, jump out of the water, maybe 3 or 4 feet. It's about a 20-pounder, and he had herring flying out of his mouth.
How cool.
The amount of feed there is just unbelievable. Amount of herring there.
I looked at Tom beside me, and I was like, did you see that? He's like, I saw that. I was like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. He's like, that was cool.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
All right, well, hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We've got more of your phone calls. We got more of these great texts, and we got a lot more with Valerie and Rob. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Low gas prices, great service, and free ice is what Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena is all about. For your car, truck, and especially your trailer boat, you need Summit Gasoline. The savings are substantial when you fill up at the Summit, but they don't compromise on service. No way. The great staff is attentive, friendly, and ready to help. When you pull up to the pumps, notice how clean it is, the great sound system, and of course, the low gas and diesel prices. Walk into the Summit Gasoline Bistro and check out the selection of frozen bait and chum, the top-of-the-line Italian coffee, and so much more. Now, hear this. Get 100 pounds of ice free with a 35-gallon minimum purchase, and stock up on snacks, beer, water, soda, and fishing licenses for your trip. Just when you need low gas prices most, Summit Gasoline at the Sports Arena comes to the rescue. Summit Gasoline. Low prices, friendly staff, free ice, and easy in and out with your boat and trailer at the San Diego Sports Arena.
Hi, I'm Bart Hall, and I'd like to invite you to share your passion for outdoor recreation at the 75th anniversary celebration of the Hall Family Shows. Join us at the Bart Hall Show, February 16th and 19th at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, and the Bart Hall Show, March 29th to April 2nd at the Long Beach Convention Center. Acres of fishing tackle, boats, marine accessories, international hunting and fishing lodges, hundreds of seminars, and a full day of real family fun. But while you're at our shows, you need to stop by the Coastal Conservation Association of California to find out what you can do to stop the unnecessary ocean closures within the California 30 and 30 campaign. It will restrict your access to sport fishing in the ocean, probably forever. All we want as anglers is a voice in the process. Environmental extremists are shutting us out. Join thousands of other California anglers and become a member of CCA Cal. Check ccacal.org.
There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there's only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat. It's a way of life here in America's finest city. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and award-winning spa, most of which is included for marina tenants. Check resortkonakai.com for more information. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat. Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. To charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay. For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. The quality of the captains and crew, as well as the great meals and service, speak for themselves. Comfortable staterooms, a super clean and well taken care of boat are just a few of the reasons the Islander is so popular. The Islander specializes in 1.5 to 5 day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit IslanderSportFishing.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, having such a fun show this morning. It has been
so many questions.
It's been so busy. We literally have had phone lines packed since the show started. This is the first time we've had an open phone line throughout the entire show, and there's still time to get you through. If you want to get through, question for Rob or Valerie, please give us a call, 213-432-1090.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump back in the phones.
You got it, man. Tim from Long Beach is calling us this morning. Tim, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Good morning, Rick. And good morning, Valerie. Hey, now, Valerie, I had a question. For those that might have a little more time on their hands and looking for a more leisurely mode of travel, my question is Queen Charlotte Safaris accessible by vehicle for those traveling via the Marine or the Alaska Marine Highway?
Yes, but you have to have time. So you can actually catch the ferry from Tawasin and then drive up to Port Hardy, and then you take a ferry over to Rupert and then a ferry over to Skidegate, Haida. So you need to have, if you're gonna drive, you need a good 2 weeks between all the ferries. Happy to help you with that, and you're going to go right past where Rob lives, and if you do it that way. or you can drive to Vancouver, and then it's a 2-day drive to Rupert, and then from Rupert you come over to the island, and that ferry is 7 to 8 hours. So if you take the big ferry from Vancouver Island, it's an 18-hour ferry, and they do have, both ferries have cabins, and then you can drive.
So if you want like a serious adventure.
Yeah, serious. This is a serious adventure.
But what a cool one, though.
And then,
yeah.
We've had a couple of guests do this. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Believe me,
There's a
I've taken that
retirement
ferry
right
a couple
there.
of times on both sides, and it's great.
That's cool.
Dude,
right.
taking the trip up through the interior of British Columbia and onto Prince Rupert too, instead of taking the ferry, is so beautiful as well.
Awesome.
Hey, Tim, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Had a great text here. Long-time listener, first-time texter. The question was with the variety. What are the varieties of salmon that are caught in this area, and which are considered the most prized catch in regards to flavor? Also, what are the differences between the salmon, and how does one salmon hold up better throughout the freezing process? All that's from Eric in Carlsbad. A great question, Eric.
We have all the salmons, all of them.
Yeah.
Even steelheads. So your top dogs, your Chinook, your King, obviously. And then for me, I don't know. It's the sockeye or the coho. The sockeye is very, very early, and we don't really target them because they're quite small and they're more of a plankton feeding fish rather than a bait feeding fish. And then you have your coho, which is, they can get up to 20 pounds sometimes. But usually they're in the rounds of 7 to 12, 14 pounds. And then we have the chum, which is really actually, people discredit it sometimes, but it is a delicious fish, especially the ones that we're getting. Theirs are nice, bright chrome. They're not the ones you see that everybody catches that are like purple and brown and, starting to get ready for the river. And then we have the pinks. And the pinks last year were just, I couldn't believe how many there were. It was hard to get your gear out off of the rigger clip and get it down into the water.
Wow.
You have something on there, you'd be pulling this fish in by your hand. You're like, oh my God, really? But I mean, if we're finished our Chinook for the day and we've got a couple coho, and then why not pull out some light gear, pull out some fly rods and whatnot, and we can fish pinks. These things are 5 to 7, 8 pounds, and they
pull hard.
Pretty fun to play with.
Yeah. You know what else I'm going to mention about the fish at Queen Charlotte? The especially, I love king salmon or Chinook or springs that you call them up there. But the flavor on those kings up there, the fattiness, because they're just feasting so much. I mean, and the way that your processor processes, and then those incredible boxes that you put them in, Valerie, that product that you bring home is unbelievable. And I'm still, Lolly and I are still eating that Queen Charlotte salmon today. It's so flavorful. It's unreal.
It's second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none, man. There's no way that you can get anything in the store, even if they're saying that it's fresh, that is going to be as good as that fish. That fish is put on ice as soon as we catch it. It's cleaned and vac processed and flash frozen by maybe 8 o'clock that night.
Wow.
So,
it's an exceptional product. And you mentioned the coho too. We had a piece of coho the other night that we caught up at Queen Charlotte Safaris. Unbelievable. Best coho I've ever had.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
Really?
It was just like the fattiness in that coho was just unreal. Yeah.
Did you guys catch any white springs?
That was literally what I was going to ask.
Yes.
I was opening my mouth to ask you that. How funny. That's cool.
Yeah. They're great too.
So they're a genetic anomaly, right? And these fish, I don't know what it is with their genetic anomaly, but they have more fat than your average Chinook.
Oh.
So for smoking, they are the best. You can smoke it until it's pretty much jerky, and it's still the most tender piece of fish you've ever had in your life. It's unreal. And
how many white kings will you catch? Like, let's say out of somebody's out of a boat limit, will you catch 1, 2? Will you catch 5?
I would say it was around maybe 8 to 1, 10 to 1, somewhere in there. 8 to 1, I would say. Yeah, it depends when they're running, right? It depends what run's coming through. Sometimes, it was 2 or 3 to 5, right? So usually you'll see each boat should usually get at least 1 for their trip, I would hope. But some of them had a lot, and there were some big ones too. There were some that were in the 20s.
So
nice,
so unique, and that just there is no way of knowing until you open one up. I mean, there is
They
no
look identical.
Yeah, there's no characteristic on the outside of the fish that you would ever know, and you just cut one after the other, and you get that bright orange, beautiful king salmon, and then next thing you know, this one is completely different looking.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And you cut into that white, it's like, oh, bonus.
Yeah, here we go.
And you know what else too? He mentioned the runs. Every day we fished this past year, it was a different run of kings. One day, nothing under 20. I mean, it was just like all big fish,
bombers.
and then and some in the 30s and stuff like that. And then the next day, it was like 18 to 25 pounders. And we're going, come on, let's bring those bigger ones back. And then the next day, the bigger ones were back. But right, Rob, it's like you don't know what run is coming through, and they come through there so frequently that it's all kinds of variety, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, honestly, the funnest day that I had was this group came in. They were probably, 10 to 15 pounders, but these fish were crazy. They were just going all over, darting at the boat, flying in there. I've never seen Chinooks jump so much in my life. It was almost like they were coho, and they were just crazy. Like it seemed like a 15-pounder was like a 40-pounder. It was so much fun.
Yeah. I love that you're shaking your head at an 18-pounder, saying, "Oh man, let's get the big ones back." How cool!
It's pretty cool for sure. Hey, this is from Art and Donna Pierce. Queen Charlotte Safaris is the best. Valerie knows how many years I've fished with Nathan. Says right now with us in Scottsdale, and is a great fishing guide. So we'll need to make breakfast after the show, so you'll see him over there in Phoenix there, Valerie. So I'm sure.
I know.
That's the thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have to just say this real quick. Art and Donna, Art started coming up with a group. I'm going to call them the Good Old Boys from Arizona and Tucson. And then once he came up the first time, he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's lady friendly." I'm like, "Well, absolutely." And so Donna started coming up. This last year, I had the honor of giving Art his 15-year ambassador pin.
Wow, 15 years.
Yes.
That's cool.
15 years.
And one of the reasons I wanted to read that text is because you've heard it all throughout the show. It's like all these people that have been there, it's like they come back. Yeah. It's a great couples place. It's a great single. If you just want to come up as a single, it's a great place for that. I mean, it's really Valerie, you run a very special place.
Well, thank you. And on that note, I could not. First of all, it's all about gratitude and having support. I have an amazing team up north. All my captains, all the team at the lodge. I mean, I could not do this without them. And another team that really never gets mentioned is my team in the U.S. that helps me with social media. Everything you see on social media is done by my oldest daughter, Jamie, who lives in Colorado. And then I have Megan doing, thank you. And Megan is in Northern California getting pummeled with rain too. She's in Santa Rosa area, and she does website and she works with Jamie. And I just hired a new an admin / helping me with the QuickBooks accounting side of it. Mackenzie out of Melissa, Texas. We're all remote from each other because that's how it is these days. And they're kind of sometimes maybe overlooked a little bit because it's all about everybody up north. But we also have a team in the United States that helps on the sales, the marketing, customer service to get everybody up to Sandspit. So I didn't get here alone. It took this amazing team. And on top of that, without customers, all these wonderful customers, and all the people I've met at trade shows, there would not be a Queen Charlotte Safari. So I'm very grateful. Thank you to everybody. And also SoCal, that is a huge network. And I'm coming up on 20 years doing the Bart Hall show, more formerly Fred Hall show. So I'm excited for that. But also Bill's show, which will be in Orange County. I think this is like the PCS show, 10th year there. And I know Bill and Marissa really well as well. And it's a big fishing community, but it's a one big family, just like up north in Sandspit. We're a family of friends. So thank you to everybody for your support, and thank you to my crew north and in the United States. Without it, there would be no Queen Charlotte Safari. I'm very grateful.
Speaking of Bart Hall, good morning, Bart.
Yeah, hi, Bart.
Hey, Bart. You knew we were going to talk about you, didn't you?
His ears were burning.
Oh, shoot, I think we just lost him.
Did we lose?
Yeah, I just slipped off.
What have we got? Do we have Bart?
Hello.
There he is. Cool. Hi, Bart.
You know, that just goes to show you how inept I am when it comes to IT.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
It's been so nice to listen to this today. And, you know, I got great news earlier this week that Valerie was going to join us up in Long Beach. And it's so nice. And everybody can come and visit her and her crew and really see them face to face. And also, I started thinking about something. I'm going to have my knees replaced after the show this year.
Oh, my.
And I might be able to make that August trip, Ginny and I. So
Yay,
I'm going to talk about later. That could be fun. A lot of fun.
Totally.
That would be fun, for sure.
You would know half the people going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Is Harold going?
Oh, yeah. Harold's going.
Oh, well, maybe I might have changed my mind.
Bart's out. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Bart, you have a big show coming up next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're doing a boat show, you know. And when I booked the dates for the boat show, everybody said, "You're nuts! You know, the pipeline's full, and everybody's selling everything they can get." Well, it all changed. Now boat dealers have lots of inventory, and they're very excited to have you come out and see all their boats. So we have all the major boat dealers in Southern California at the shows, and it's going to be something great. So we're looking forward to it.
Bart, we had a caller yesterday that was excited and planning on coming up to the show, and he had a question kind of about accessories. Was there, you know, I mean, I think it was a little more about tackle, but also even boating and boating accessories. Anything like that at the show? Is it strictly going to be boats? He was coming regardless, but kind of looking for an idea of what was there in addition to.
Yeah, we have discouraged tackle from being there because I want the first tackle show of the year to be the Del Mar show, which will be the first fishing show in Southern California in 2023, and the first hall show in San Diego in 4 years, and the first hall show in California in 3 years. So we have discouraged tackle. Tackles wanted to come, and I said, no, I don't want to take it. We do not have marine electronics. Joe Donatini is going to do a huge marine electronics section at Long Beach, and then another big one down in Del Mar. But we do have a lot of marine accessories, flooring, gyros. We have clothing. We have a lot.
Sure.
We have probably 60 booths of marine accessories, including wake, you know, all the wake stuff too, wake sports and all that stuff. So
awesome,
yeah.
Cool. And how do we get to the show? Where's the show? Give it dates and all that stuff, Bart.
Well, it's at the Fairplex in Pomona. It's only 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A quick little in and out. And it's going to be a lot of fun. No rain. At least that's what they say. Of course, they're always 50% wrong, but no rain that weekend. And we have all kinds of boats. We not just the fishing boats and the wake boats, but we have those high-performance handmade beauties, you know, that are out there. And we've got the most of them. I think there's only a couple of companies in the West that aren't at this show. It's really exciting. We're going to have seminars every hour. Progressive is providing boating safety seminars. We're going to try to help get people. You're going to have a boater's card to operate a boat here pretty soon. And so we're going to try to help people get started on that process. You can't do it all in the show, but you could get them started and help them out. So we're going to be doing all of that. And yeah, it should be lots. We have a band. We've got music. You know me, old musician. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be a lot. Well, great, Bart, and we're looking forward to the first in a series of Bart Hall shows coming up here this coming weekend and the next weekend. And thanks a lot for joining us this morning, and we'll see you at Queen Charlotte Safaris.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, let's try and sneak in another call, Rick.
Yeah, don't got a ton of time. How about we talk to Ryan? He's calling us from Irvine this morning. Hey, Ryan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning,
Hi,
guys. Ryan. This question has been kind of been answered already, but I want to see if you guys can go into detail in it. My father's asking, what time of year would you recommend to come over in terms of weather, and what type of clothes do you reckon bring it up to British Columbia? Because we never.
Well, we only have about 30 seconds. Can you hit that in about 30 seconds?
Yep, sure.
Yes.
Bring bring a couple layers. Bring a couple layers. Don't go heavy. Don't go light. Or just bring a couple light layers. Maybe an extra medium length layer. You're going to have rain gear. And pretty much we only had one day last season that was really snotty, and we were still out there, and we still got all our fish. So come up anytime. The weather's always great. It's high to Guay. You wait 5 minutes, the weather's going to change. So
there it is. Good call, Rob.
It's like Alaska.
They appreciated the phone call very much, Ryan. When we come back, we're going to find out who's got themselves, speaking of weather gear, a brand new Reaper jacket. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way in the Mightier 1090 and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
On your next fishing trip, you want to maximize your catching power by using the best jigs available. That's why you need Sea Falcon. These handmade Japan brand certified lures will take your fishing and catching to the next level. All Sea Falcon jigs and plugs are hand painted in Japan, utilizing the highest level of quality and attention to detail. Gamakatsu's premium assist hooks are ideal to pair with Sea Falcon lures. From knife jigs, short jigs, poppers, and plugs, Sea Falcon lures get it done. Check SeaFalconUSA.com.
Want to take your catch from fresh to superior grade? This is Robbie Gant from AFCO. We developed the tools for the EKGMA process. Circuit Breaker is specially designed to disable the full length of the fish's spinal cord. The memory-resistant wire of AFCO Circuit Breaker will not bend or kink even after repeated use. Take your fish care to the next level with Circuit Breaker by AFCO. Available at a dealer near you or check out AFCO.com.
Like Robbie said, take your fish care to the next level with Circuit Breaker by AFCO. Check AFCO.com or your favorite tackle retailer.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. The quality of the captains and crew, as well as the great meals and service, speak for themselves. Comfortable staterooms, a super clean and well taken care of boat are just a few of the reasons the Islander is so popular. The Islander specializes in 1.5 to 5 day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit IslanderSportFishing.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, it's time to find out who's got themselves a brand new AFCO Reaper jacket. We're going to flip the coin, see if we got a caller or a texter. Today we have the caller winning, and congratulations, Gus from Burbank. You've got yourself a brand new AFCO Reaper rain jacket.
Take it up to Queen Charlotte Safaris. Valerie and Rob, great show. I mean, so much time. Not enough time to do it. We got to do it again soon.
Yes, and thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, you bet. And if somebody wants to come visit Queen Charlotte Safaris, there's space available throughout the season. How do we get a hold of you, Valerie?
Best way, just go to the website, www.qcsafaris.com. Make sure you have an S in Safaris, or call me toll-free, 1-877-815-2892. And yes, I am working today.
Valerie works every day, so there isn't a day that you can't find her, generally speaking. And Rob, you said there's some TV shows coming up, right?
Yeah, so we'll be on Sportsman Channel and WFN, I think the 5th to the 12th, and then the 22nd to the 29th. We got a salmon episode and a halibut episode on there. You can see a bunch of beauty fish being caught.
That's cool.
Love it.
Well, hey, we'll look forward to seeing you at Queen Charlotte Safaris, and look forward to seeing you at the various shows coming up, too, here. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening today. Thanks to JP for manning the phones, and thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. And we will be back next Saturday and Sunday. Next Saturday, Barbara and Charmel from Katmai Lodge will be here. And then next Sunday, Captain Dave Dave Ibrahim from the Tomahawk, and Captain Frank Lopresti. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week right back here on the Mightier 1090, ESPN Radio, and the Let's Talk Hookup app.